What were the political tensions in Austria-Hungary before WWI? If you're curious about the complex web of political tensions that existed in Austria-Hungary before the outbreak of World War I, you're about to uncover a fascinating and tumultuous period in history. Austria-Hungary was a dual monarchy, formed in 1867, where the Austrian and Hungarian states were co-equal in power. However, this equality did not translate into smooth relations. One of the main sources of tension was the financial and tariff arrangements between the two states. The Austro-Hungarian Compromise of 1867 required that these arrangements be renegotiated every 10 years, which often led to significant political turmoil. By 1907, the Hungarian share of common expenditures had risen to 36.4%, but this still didn't resolve the underlying issues. Another significant point of contention was the language used in the Hungarian army units. This dispute deepened in the early 1900s and triggered a prolonged constitutional crisis. The crisis was exacerbated by the rise of a Hungarian nationalist coalition in Budapest in 1906, which further strained relations between Austria and Hungary. The Balkans were another hotbed of tension. Austria-Hungary's annexation of Bosnia and Herzegovina in 1908 and Serbia's ambitions to unify the Slavic people in the region created a volatile atmosphere. The Balkan Wars of 1912 to 1913 made Serbia a larger and more assertive presence, further straining relations between Austria-Hungary and Serbia. Austria-Hungary saw Serbia as a threat to its multi-ethnic empire and was determined to crush the Serbian threat once and for all. This was particularly evident after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand by a Bosnian Serb terrorist in June 1914. Austria-Hungary suspected Serbian backing for the assassination and used this as a pretext to issue a severe ultimatum to Serbia, which ultimately led to the declaration of war. The dual monarchy's internal structure also contributed to the tensions. The Austrian parliament was suspended in March 1914 and did not reconvene until May 1917, while the Hungarian parliament continued its sessions. This disparity in governance highlighted the lack of cohesion between the two halves of the monarchy. Food distribution and economic disparities were additional sources of strain. Hungary had the right to sell food to Austria but was under no obligation to do so, leading to severe food shortages in Vienna. This economic imbalance exacerbated urban-rural tensions and distrust between Austrians and Hungarians. National and class tensions were also rampant. The Slav minorities within the empire showed increasing discontent, especially after Russia's March Revolution of 1917 and the Bolshevik Revolution later that year. These events encouraged socialism and nationalism among the various peoples of the Habsburg monarchy, further fragmenting the already fragile unity. In summary, the political tensions in Austria-Hungary before WWI were multifaceted, involving financial disputes, linguistic and nationalist conflicts, external pressures from the Balkans, and internal governance and economic issues. These tensions ultimately contributed to the instability and fragmentation that characterized the empire in the years leading up to the war.